I'm glad more people are starting to talk about this. I talked about this on my organizing show, the SR show at JLJ a while back. This whole fake it till you make it situation online, especially online, it's starting to get on my nerves. Hi, it's a lot of help with James Lott Jr. We're here every Tuesday talking about all kinds of subjects that do with mental and physical and all that kind of health stuff, everything related to that. I'll be on Facebook or Insta scrolling. I don't do it very often, but I do scroll. I have friends on there. I try to see what they're doing so I can kind of help them get stuff. And I run across, because of the algorithm, now I run across a lot of coaches, in quotes, coaches of all kinds. And I'm big about credentials. I'm sorry. I'm like, anybody call themselves a coach, and they just can. And maybe you're good. I don't know, but I just believe it. I believe in credentials. I just do. I just, for me, that's much more. I don't care if you have two followers. At least if you have actually went to school, study, trade school, whatever, and you got these credentials, I applaud you. That means you have real dedication and you're being truthful about your service. I won't waver on that. I think if you don't have any kind of credential in the coaching field of whatever it is you're supposed to be coaching, I don't take you seriously. Just don't. I know it's a very bold statement, but I believe that. Um, I think it adds value to your clients. Now, saying also, with that, of course, I don't care what it is. I mean, it has to be like you have to have a doctorate. I'm not which I do have one, but you have to have a doctorate, all kind of stuff. I don't care about that stuff. I just mean some kind of credential. I mean, it could be a certification, anything that's in the field that means you value education. Not that you read some books by everybody's reading, the Daily Stoic or Who Moved My Cheese or all those books. That's good too. Read books. One of those guys that I follow who actually I really do like a lot. Um, he talks about people just reading and reading and reading, gathering information, but not doing anything with it. I know folks who will quote every single person's book word for word. I'm like, well, what do you think? Do you have any wisdom yourself? Do you have any quotes from yourself? I did an interview once with somebody, and they literally had no quotes for themselves. All the sound bites were famous sound bites from other people. So I'm like, yeah, um, that's not going to work for me. I just think there is that mentality of fake it till you make it. And what it is for some people, if you don't know what that is, I'm sure you might know what that is, but for those who don't know what that is, it is this you put on a facade of where you'd like to be, but you don't treat it that way. You treat it like you're there already. And there's so many different ways you can do this. Talking fast, talking loud, flashy video. Anybody can do a flashy video. This video could probably considered flimsy and archaic probably to some people, but I'm telling you the truth. And I also got credentials. And I got experience. I actually have clients. There are a lot of folks out there who don't have clients, who will tell you they have clients, because they can say you can say whatever you want. I have a lot of clients. My clients think this, blah blah. And you're sitting at home with no clients, not making any money from this. You could have a job somewhere that nobody knows about, it's a little small job somewhere. So you make basic money to whatever. You get flashy videos, you have all these platitudes you tell online, and you can buy followers. That's not a surprise. You can buy followers and make it seem like you're a very successful coach. It's the art of illusion. It happens all the time. Because in Hollywood, we know the whole stuff. They make it fake it till you make it. Where yes, in situations, yeah, you may embellish here and there. You may pump up a resume and say certain keywords where it's not really a lie, maybe, but it's just kind of like, to me, that's all acceptable. I have no problem. I have no problem with stuff like that. Marketing is marketing. But I want stuff to back it up. And I've seen some coaches who don't have a lot of followers, but they do have credentials and they do have a small following of people who really engage with them. And what they're saying to me actually sounds great. And I resonate with it. And I follow them. I try to support them. I try to comment back and forth. So the best people that I talk to acknowledge you like I do. So I might have my Lotties. I know my Lotties. They engage with you. Um, and I think that's the and I notice a lot of companies now are still looking at engagement. That's more important because I'm not going, you have 10,000 followers and only 4 likes and no comments. Now sometimes there's no comments because also now we got that good old AI. Come on, AI. Where I have a friend who is a coach, and she's the bomb, diggity. And we're talking about how she's trying to embrace, and her and a couple of people I know are trying to embrace AI to help them out in terms of online content. And I have a problem with that either, actually, because they actually can back up their services. They are, I've seen them in person, or I know that they're good. So I'm like, whatever they can do to get themselves out, those people, I'm like, whatever you can do to get yourself out there. So I know one of them, she has a person who the stuff sounds like her. So it's kind of AI. They use some AI stuff to generate stuff, but it sounds like what it sounds like if she said it herself. You get more sophisticated with that stuff, but it's nothing bad. It's all great information, and I love it. I'm seeing her presence. I kept saying she needs to increase her presence online. It's hard to when you're by yourself. It just like if you're working and she's working, so it's like if you're working running a company and then trying to get out on social media stuff. Because social media it does work. You need a little bit of help, and I for her I have no issue with that whatsoever. To me, it's like she's not faking it. It's like just as she's using tools to help get her message out there. I don't fake nothing. I don't have the biggest followings. I have some on some pages, some I don't. I don't have biggest followings, but I don't. But I have tons of credentials. I went to school several times and got my stuff, and I completely don't oversell myself. I don't sell myself enough. Um, I have clients that I'm working with, and I'm seeing the improvement. It's working for them, both organizing and professional, organizing and or life coaching. I have clients out my ears in organizing. I have waiting lists. People want to come on, I'm just either too busy or I can't do it. Right now I'm working on my house. So once I get back, I can get back into it again. But I'm very grateful to each single one because they know they can testify. Yeah, they don't have to lie. Say James came here and did this and it worked. Or when James said this, it works. Like I don't, like I said, I love education. I read and do everything. I do everything I can. But I'm tired of these folks who seemingly have all these followers and they're doing all this stuff, and I'm sitting there struggling trying to get 5,000 followers on Instagram, and they have like 30. I'm like, I did a sigh on that, but that you scroll through, you see, and you're like, and but you can tell which ones are real. Some of them that are really real, I've met some, and they are in the big leagues. They're with the Tony Robbins, Ed Milet's, and I know I've met Ed Milet and everything like that. They're up there. There's some people that are actually up there. Marshall Silver's all stuff. They're up there. And again, their stuff is proven. You can see what they've done. But now with social media, anybody can be a superstar, right? There's that whole thing. I'm a superstar. No, I'm a superstar. No, I'm a superstar. No, I'm a superstar. It's like, okay. But it just bugs me when I see it. I go, I don't know if you are all that. I hate having to question, and I don't want. It's my whole point. It's not about jealousy or me trying to bring anybody else's game down. I feel bad for you out there because I don't want you to get scammed. I don't want you to get taken in by somebody who's good looking, has a great video, and you see he has 50,000 followers. However, he got them. You see he has them, and then you go to him, and you're like, I'm spending all this money, and I don't feel any better. They're charging because coaches can charge a lot of money. And they charge it, and you're like, I've had friends who got professional organizers who are not good. They're not good. I'm a professional organizer. I know what's right. They will follow my way. And I've always said, I know it's a different show, but this goes for coaching. There's no one way to do it. There are ways to do it, and it's also, I think, for me, each person is different, so I can cater it to each person. I do a lot of listening. That's very key. Listening. Um, so yeah. I'm just like this is it's bugging the crap out of me, and I'm seeing it out there. I just have to be careful. If you're looking to follow anybody, if the message works for you, then great. Even if they're scam artists, whatever. If the message works for you, it's motivating you to do stuff. I say do your vetting, do your due diligence. There are many times some of these folks have been proven they're not as big as they think they are. I get here at JLJ meeting, we get all kinds of requests for stuff, and I looked at me and their email is dazzled by brilliance. I mean, they write, oh my god, the press kit is great, and I looked them up, and it's like haven't. There was one that came recently, hadn't updated their Instagram page since 2020. How their Facebook page was updated, so like, why don't you update your Instagram? You could actually link them together. So what is that? I mean, and X not since 2023. All the numbers were very low. I'm like, well, numbers is fine, but I'm like, but you're not, obviously you're not a social media person, so it's like, and in some cases, is people just don't know. They're busy in the trenches. They don't know. And then someone comes along and says, hi, let me help you do this. We do so many podcasts for places that didn't realize a podcast actually can help them, help their business. And it has. But I just want everybody to look out for yourself. I'm doing this for you. I want you guys to look out for yourselves, not get scammed or brought into things that are not the greatest. I'll stop. I'll stop here. I am a lot of help. A lot of help.com. I am for hire, virtual, through Zoom, phone, in person, whatever. I'm here for hire, organizing, same thing. A lot of help.com is a website, I have a blog, comes out every day. I give tips out almost every day. Realistic stuff, fun stuff. Check it out. A lot of helps on Facebook. And I will talk to you all next Tuesday. We have a new episode of A Lot of Help with James Lott Jr.